Mattia, a fearless reporter, sneaks into a mysterious restricted facility while investigating a disturbing case. As she moves through the dark corridors, she hears a child crying for help. Looking through a small hole in the wall, she discovers a horrifying scene. The child is being abused. Without hesitation, Mattia breaks in to save the child. The alarm is triggered and guards surround her. She fights back, telling the child to run while she holds them off. Just as she starts overpowering the attacker, an arrow suddenly flies through the room and strikes the child. The attacker, a skilled archer named Talk, steps out of the shadows. Another man, Marky, appears and shows no sympathy for what happened. He simply calls the situation a waste and says they will find another child to replace him before leaving, claiming he has to return to his wife. Meanwhile, we meet Wang Wei, a quiet martial arts expert who trains by practicing kung fu on a wooden dummy. After grabbing his tools, he runs into his daughter, Rainey, who wants to join him for the day. Since Wang cannot speak, he communicates through gestures, and the two leave together. At his workshop, Rainey records her father while he works. Wang is uncomfortable being filmed, but she keeps encouraging him. When he accidentally hits his head, Rainey immediately worries because of his previous injury. Wang reassures her and returns to fixing his project. After finishing at the shop, Rainey suggests that she and her grandmother should stay with him instead of going home so they can help him. Wang stays quiet. Elsewhere, a man named Navin meets with a criminal at a fast food restaurant. He reveals that he has found a wealthy buyer and needs 30 children. He offers money and demands a meeting with the criminal's boss.
See you.
Back home, Rainey hears a news report about Mattia, the missing reporter who disappeared while investigating several child disappearances. While training, Rainey accidentally hurts her head, causing Wang to worry. He tries to remind her that her training is important for her safety, but she becomes frustrated and leaves. Later, Navin secretly records his meeting with the criminals using a hidden camera. A photo reveals the truth: Mattia is his wife. He looks at his wedding ring before continuing his investigation. The next morning, Wang takes Rainey to a barbershop and asks her to cut her hair short. She refuses, but Wang explains that it will help with her kung fu training and that he will not always be there to protect her. Rainey becomes upset. She tells him that she only trains because she wants them to stay together. After losing her mother, she feels like Wang is also leaving her behind. Hurt, she storms out. Outside, a young boy approaches Rainey and tells her that his sister has been hit by a car. He begs her to help, and she follows him without hesitation. When the barber returns without finding her, Wang immediately senses something is wrong and rushes outside. The boy leads Rainey to a deserted street. Suddenly, two men attack her, trapping her inside a large bag and throwing her into a truck. Wang notices what is happening and chases after the truck. Using a shortcut, he reaches the vehicle and stops it. A powerful fighter named Ho attacks him, and the criminals surround him. The fight moves into a nearby factory. Wang battles through the attackers, using everything around him to survive. He reaches the truck and discovers Rainey unconscious inside. Before he can save her, Ho attacks with a shovel. Wang fights back with incredible strength, but the criminals restart the truck and escape with Rainey. Wang refuses to give up. Despite his injuries, he runs after the vehicle. Rainey wakes up briefly but finds herself hanging from the back of the moving truck. Ho pulls her back inside before she falls, and the truck speeds away. Wang continues chasing them until a passing car hits him. Injured and exhausted, he tries to stand, but the truck has already disappeared. After losing Rainey, Wang immediately goes to the police station to report the kidnapping. He carefully explains every detail, but the captain refuses to take the case seriously and dismisses him, saying they will investigate only if they find something. Heartbroken, Wang walks out and sees a wall covered with missing children posters, realizing how many families have already suffered the same pain. Meanwhile, Rainey wakes up inside a dark underground prison filled with other kidnapped children. She realizes she is now one of many victims trapped by the same organization. Officer Yedong tries to investigate Wang's background, but finds no official records about him. At home, Wang treats his injuries and struggles with the fear that he may never find his daughter. However, he refuses to give up. Holding a photo of Rainey and carrying a hammer, Wang begins searching for clues. He remembers seeing a ticket connected to a boxing arena during the kidnapping and decides to investigate there. At the arena, Navin arrives with one of the criminals and meets the leader of the operation, Mr. Song. Navin claims he has access to 30 children for a wealthy buyer. While negotiating, he secretly records everything through a hidden camera. Mr. Song becomes suspicious and questions who Navin really is. Naven stays calm and pretends to be only a messenger, keeping his true mission hidden. Meanwhile, Wong enters the arena looking for answers. When he finds the criminal involved in Rainey's kidnapping, a fight immediately breaks out. The situation becomes chaotic when someone announces a reward for anyone who can kill him. The criminals attack from every direction, but Wong fights his way through them and reaches the boxing ring. He defeats several opponents, but the main criminal escapes. Naven also fights his way out of the chaos. After knocking down the attackers, he encounters Wong, and the two men battle each other. During the fight, Wong's photo of Rainey falls from his jacket. Naven realizes they are not enemies. He explains that he is also searching for someone, his missing wife, Mattia, and that he has evidence connecting the criminals to the kidnappings. Naven shows Wong the security footage and reveals that Mr. Song is the leader of one of the largest human trafficking networks. The two discover that the truck used in Rainey's kidnapping belongs to a freezer company, leading them to the location of the secret factory. When they arrive, Wong wants to attack immediately, but Naven tries to make a plan. Desperate to save his daughter, Wong decides they must split up. Wong storms through the facility, taking down guards, while Naven searches another area. Inside, Naven discovers a horrifying sight: frozen bodies hidden inside the factory. Before he can investigate further, Ho attacks him. At the same time, Wong reaches the main area, where Mr. Song spots him and opens fire. Wong takes cover behind giant blocks of ice, while watching Naven fight Ho nearby. The two men work together and manage to knock Mr. Song down. However, Ho remains standing and attacks them with a heavy hammer. The battle becomes brutal. Ho destroys everything around him and eventually grabs Wong, throwing him into the underground prison where the children are held. Inside the dungeon, Wong finds Rainey's jacket covered in blood. Believing something terrible has happened to his daughter, he is overwhelmed by anger and grief. As Ho prepares to finish Naven, Wong returns and attacks him with all his strength. The fight turns against Ho, and Wong finally defeats him. Wong is ready to end Ho, but Naven stops him. He reminds Wong that Ho may still be their only chance to find Rainey and uncover the truth. Wong and Naven turn their attention to Mr. Song, hoping to force him to reveal where the remaining children are being held. Meanwhile, Marky learns that the secret factory has been attacked. Instead of caring about the victims, he meets with investors and focuses only on protecting the business. Back at the interrogation, Naven demands answers from Mr. Song. When Song mocks him about Mattia's disappearance, Naven shows him her photo. After being pressured, Song finally reveals the location of the next facility, known as the Snake Pit. However, Song never gets the chance to escape. Marky and Talk appear and silence him with an arrow, making sure he cannot expose their operation. At the Snake Pit, Rainey refuses to surrender. Using a small coin, she works on an electrical box and searches for a way out. She also convinces the young boy who helped kidnap her to escape with her, promising that he can become part of her family. When the guards arrive, Rainey fights back, frees the other children, and leads them in an escape attempt. Meanwhile, Wong and Naven arrive at the location. Naven uses Mattia's old account to broadcast their evidence online, exposing the entire operation. Families, reporters, and police quickly rush toward the building. Inside, Rainey is surrounded by criminals, but Wong suddenly appears and takes them down. After everything they have been through, father and daughter finally reunite. Naven tells them they need to leave immediately. Rainey worries about the other children, but Naven promises he will rescue them. Wong and Rainey escape while Naven stays behind to finish the mission. Outside, a crowd gathers as police surround the building. The corrupt captain tries to stop them, but Officer Yadong and the other officers refuse to obey and enter to save the children. Inside, Naven hides the children while fighting off the remaining criminals. Soon, Wong returns with Rainey on a motorcycle, and together they break through the attackers. Wong and Naven fight side by side, clearing the building and creating a path for the children to escape. When they reach the upper floors, they become surrounded. Navin holds off the attackers while Rainey helps the children escape through a window using curtains as a rope. The crowd below watches as the children climb down to safety. When Rainey reaches the end, the curtain rope breaks. She falls, but the people below catch her just in time. The police finally arrest the criminals, and the kidnapped children are reunited with their families. During the celebration, Navin desperately asks about Mattia, but no one has found her. Meanwhile, Marky faces the consequences of his actions. His father-in-law and the corrupt police captain blame him for bringing attention to their criminal empire. Enraged, he attacks them both.
Damn it!
His own wife tries to stop him, but during the struggle, Marky accidentally kills her and their unborn child. Realizing what he has done, Marky becomes completely consumed by darkness. Later, Wong and Navin are arrested, while the children are taken home safely. Officer Yadong promises to help them legally. At the same time, Ho wakes up and discovers that his father is dead. Filled with anger and grief, he seeks revenge. That night, Marky and Talk break into the police station, attacking everyone in their way. Wong and Navin escape their cell and try to reach the children, but they are confronted by Marky and Talk. A brutal battle begins. Ho arrives and attacks Marky, blaming him for killing his father. Marky reveals that Ho's father was never his real father, sending Ho into a furious rage. During the fight, Navin notices Mattia's wedding ring on Talk. Talk mocks him, revealing that Mattia suffered before she died. Driven by rage, Navin defeats Talk, but he is badly wounded in the process. Before dying, Navin tells Wong that he finally found his wife. Wong takes the ring and promises to finish what they started. Marky continues searching for the children, but Wong stands in his way. The two crash into a garage where their final battle begins. Using anything they can find, they fight desperately. Marky gains the advantage and brutally attacks Wong, but Wong refuses to give up while protecting Rainey. Eventually, Wong's old head injury catches up with him, and he collapses. Rainey and the other children are left facing Marky alone. But Marky's own memories of his lost child finally break through. He walks past them, overwhelmed by his guilt, and collapses. Rainey runs to her father, begging him to wake up. 1 month later, Wong recovers and takes the children on a boat. Together, they hold a memorial for Navin and Mattia. As the sun sets, Rainey asks her father to tell her his story. Wong sits beside her and begins from the very beginning, the day he first met her mother.